Today we're making fried pork chops with a delicious, golden, beautiful crust seasoned to perfection. I'm going to show you how I make my fried pork chops, and my goal is to help share the techniques that I use to get delicious, beautiful fried pork chops every time I decide to make them. Let's get started. So I have got together all my ingredients. I've got some pork chops. Now these are, technically it's an assorted brands of chops, but I got the pork loin chops that have a little bit of bone gristle on the end. Now these chops are about 1/2 inch thick. You wanna make sure your pork chops for this recipe are about 1/2 inch thick. If your pork chops are too thick, you'll have trouble frying them without the crust getting too burnt and then the inside not being done. And if they're too thin, then you risk over drying them. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to pat these dry to get them ready for cooking. And the other thing you can do while you're patting them dry is inspect your pork chops. You wanna remove any excess fat that you might see lined across the back, because that will be like fat, chewy gunk. It's not gonna really render if you're frying it. So I'm gonna remove that with my little shears, just any excess fat cap. So the next thing we're gonna do is season our chops. So I'm gonna use some Dijon mustard. You could also use yellow mustard. I'm gonna use this as a binder as well as a little bit of a flavoring element. No, your chops aren't gonna taste like straight mustard. You might taste it a little bit, but it's not gonna be overwhelming. And then we're also going to add in some all-purpose seasoning. I'm only gonna put about a teaspoon of this all-purpose seasoning over it just to season our meat. The rest is gonna go in our flour mix. And then we're gonna set these to the side. Get out of my way. Next, we're gonna set up our dredging station. So I've already got my pork chops sitting here. The next thing I'm gonna do is add some all-purpose flour to a shallow bowl. I'm also gonna add some cornstarch to that and the remaining seasoning to that as well. Give that a good mixture. You wanna make sure that your cornstarch and that seasoning is all throughout that flour mixture. The next thing I'm gonna do is crack 2 eggs into my last little shallow bowl. Just scramble that in here as well. All right, so now that I've got my station all set up and nice, I also wanna point out that I've got a cutting board. You can use a plate, because once I'm done dredging these, dredging these, I'm gonna go ahead and put them to the side for a bit, and I'll tell you why I'm doing that. But anyways, grab one of those pork chops and put it in the flour mixture. And kind of give it like a light dressing of flour. Shake it off as best as you can. Then you're gonna put this in that egg mixture. Strip off any excess egg, and then right back in that flour mixture until it's fully covered. And you'll do that on all your pieces. You wanna get rid of any excess flour, but you kind of just wanna give it a good, nice coating. Make sure that all the pieces are covered. Kind of brush off any excess. And I'm gonna carefully lay this on my cutting board. And just rinse and repeat. So I'm gonna let these chops sit here and chill for about 10 minutes while I preheat my oil for frying. The reason why we want the chops to sit and rest for a bit is it's gonna help that crust stick to the pork chop even better when we're frying it. The reason why I put it on a flat surface versus putting it on a wire rack or something like that is because if you put it on a wire rack, when you go to fry it, you're gonna have these little indentations in your pork chop, and it's just gonna look ugly. Been there, done that. All right, let's go ahead and head to the stove. So I've got a cast iron skillet. This is actually an enamel cast iron, but I like to fry pork chops in cast iron the best. And I'm going to add about 1 cup of oil to this skillet over medium heat. Woo. Now, if you wanna be extra precise about it, the amount of oil that you add to your skillet should go about halfway up whatever you're frying. So I'm gonna look in here, and since my chops are 1/2 inch, I want my oil to be about 1/4. Other thing I want to note is your temperature. So as you can see, I'm going to actually measure my temp, but you don't want your oil to be too low, because if it's too low when you're frying your pork chops, it'll just absorb all the grease and it would just be a hot mess. And then if it's too high, you end up risk burning that crust before the inside even gets a chance to cook. So I aim to get to a temp of about 350 degrees. I will say it's better to try to heat this, especially when it's cast iron, over medium heat. If you try to crank that heat up high to try to heat it up quickly, what will likely happen is that your oil will get so hot, and if you're trying to drop that temp, it's gonna take a while for that cast iron to adjust, because cast iron holds heat very, very well. So anyways, I'm only at 250. I'm gonna keep waiting. My pork chops are sitting there drying out, so I got some time. See, my pork chops already look a little bit different after 10 minutes. So our oil is about ready. There's a few ways that you can kind of double check. You can do the little check where you put some, what is that? Wood in there and see those small bubbles. That can tell you, or you can use a thermometer to check for that it's about 350. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the fry. So I'm gonna fry these 2 at a time because I don't want to overcrowd pork chop thingy. I'm gonna just gently lay it in there away from me. I do not want to overcrowd this. I probably should have did it the other way. Well, I'm gonna put this one toward me. And we're gonna fry these for about 3 to 4 minutes per side. So if you look closely, you can kind of see that the underside of that pork chop is starting to get nice and golden. And you know, we're gonna turn this over and fry this side too. You can ignore those little red marks. But I like to use these little teeny tongs as well to flip them, just to carefully flip them over so that the breading doesn't fall off, or that the pork chop doesn't fall. So we're gonna go ahead and flip them. It's been about 4 minutes on this first side, and I'm gonna flip them over and finish cooking the other side. And the reason why I stressed about having that oil be halfway up, because you can see we're getting halfway of this cooking. Once we flip it, we'll get the other half. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove my pork chops. I did 4 minutes on the first side because I was over here yapping, and 3 minutes on the other side. But go ahead, and we're gonna take these out and put them on a wire rack to allow that oil to drain off. Other 2 chops go right in that oil. One thing I like to do before I serve my pork chops is sprinkle a teeny bit of kosher salt over the top. That means when you're eating it, it's like you get that little bit of salty before you even bite into the crust. Your pork chops are ready to be served and enjoyed. Little chop chop. I think I'm gonna get this one. This will be my pork chop. The coating on the pork chop is so delicious and seasoned. The crust is nice and crispy, and the inside is nice and juicy, just like you want in a fried pork chop. I hope you found this video helpful. Until the next time, bye.